Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Smark Tank. I am Shannon Epstein, alongside the wondrous one, Bob Black.
Hello, guys. I'm wondering. What happened to our product. It was,
You know what? This week it was better, though.
was it?
It really was better.
Was it? Is that
On SmackDown, at least.
Is that what that's you know what you sound like? You sound like a battered woman, all right? You sound like it was better, you know.
All right, so tell me what was wrong with SmackDown.
SmackDown was fine.
Exactly.
There was nothing wrong with SmackDown.
That's the point.
You know what was wrong with SmackDown?
The fact that Daniel Bryan beat the crap out of
No.
Big Cass really easily.
No, you know what?
That's probably the only thing that was really wrong with it.
You know what's wrong with SmackDown? That is all obfuscation, okay? I just used the SAT word. That's right, okay? It was all an illusion to get you to remember that how badly they have been screwing up, okay? You're going to have Big Cass get the crap kicked out of him.
I mean, he's got heat.
By Daniel Bryan.
He's got that good heat on him.
He does have heat. We'll talk about the heat later. I'm saying storyline-wise.
Yeah.
You have him going. He is going to be going up against Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
Next week.
Is this for the Money in the Bank?
Yes.
Okay.
In what world do I believe this man is a viable threat to Samoa Joe when Daniel Bryan didn't just beat him?
Little 5'11" Daniel Bryan.
Didn't just beat him, but beat him
pretty bad.
He was like it was a schoolyard fight. Cass was yeah, your pro kids are stupid, and Daniel Bryan was like, "What, bitch?" And they kicked the crap out of him.
He's like, "I know karate."
Yeah, I thought,
it's like, oh shit, I didn't expect the little kid to know karate. I thought I was a bully.
I thought that at the end of that segment, Daniel Bryan's going to get called into the principal's office with his parents, and Big Cass is going to be like, "Yeah,
who's the principal in this scenario? Shane McMahon,
I guess." And he's going to be like, "Daniel, you can't just randomly hit people." But he got in my face, Daniel.
I know, right? I hate when they do that to the kid who's getting beat up.
Yeah,
and then they're like, "Look, I know you were on the receiving end of beatings and never reported it.
I know.
But the one time you beat him up, he went and reported it. And that's why you can't do this, Daniel."
And Big Cass is just sitting there with ice pack on his head crying.
Carmella left me.
Put me in a leg lock.
And we both bought a house. John Cena's now dating her. And Daniel Bryan's like, "I got a kid at home, motherfucker. What the fuck is wrong with you?"
It's really bad booking. It's really bad. It's hilariously bad booking.
Well, to book Big Cass like that?
Yes.
But you know what? That's what happens when you don't listen to management. They have to punish you in some way. So they send out little 5-foot kid who knows karate.
Sure, that's fine.
That's what they do.
But there's no gas for that feud anymore. As far as I'm concerned. Because if you have Big Cass beat Daniel Bryan, I won't believe it. There's no he's not an underdog.
He beat him that one time, so you could do it again, right?
Yeah, he not only did he beat him in the match in 5 minutes. Put him in the yes lock and tapped him out. And I was I was like, oh my god, this is so quick. Okay, I'm riding with this because Daniel Bryan's cool. And then you have him literally kick the crap out of him. Big Cass is trying to get into a bar. And fucking Daniel Bryan was the bouncer, and he was like, "No, sir, you can't come into this establishment."
No.
Yeah.
No.
And then
no.
And Big Cat's like, "I'm coming in anyway," and he's like, "No." And it's like, "Oh my god!"
Beat the crap out of him.
And then people the refs are like, "No, please stop, Daniel." He's like, "Okay." No, I'm not done. I'm gonna keep kicking the crap out. The refs came out to separate.
This is like the ending of the Jeremy video.
Yeah, it's wait, you
Jeremy Spoker.
Are you telling me that the refs came to pull Daniel Bryan off of Big Cass? On what planet does that segment work? On what planet is oh my god, do you see that?
That would have never happened to Test.
That's
the truth. That's the truth. That would have never happened to Test.
Can you imagine Daniel Bryan kicking the crap out of Brock Lesnar and having the refs coming out no, we have to save Brock.
So now that promo where he's like, "I feel small," is really believable now.
Yeah.
He is small.
He is
a small human.
He's a tiny
man.
He's
a 7 foot. He's the only guy, I can't even, even Ryback, you know what I mean? When he had a push, and he was losing.
He was
all right, you know what? No. I take that back. Big Show really got fucking thrown under the bus, and Big Show is bigger than Big Cass. I think
he did, but he never got like Spike Dudley.
You know who beat him? Booker
up.
T beat him, and that to me was like one of the moments where I was like, this doesn't feel believable, even though Booker T like cleanly beat Big Show. That was when he got a push, like right after that. He's like, I'm the fucking Big Show. Like, why are you doing this to me?
Yeah, no. Here's the thing. I'm okay with him, the Big Show, losing to Booker T, because Booker T.
No, Booker T's a big guy.
He's like 6'3".
Yeah,
he's not Big Show, but like there are believable realms in which Booker T could possibly win a physical confrontation with.
I know, but that match didn't feel believable.
Yeah, sure,
it felt like they treated Big Show like a jobber.
That's
Big
fair.
Show is not a jobber. He's a
not.
fucking special attraction. And if you are not booking Big Show as a special attraction, then you are messing up. Because
I agree.
And like, who saw this? Paul Heyman saw this.
Sure.
Paul Heyman sees this.
Heyman
you know.
Yep.
And now I wonder, with regards to Big Cass, is this punishment not really punishing Big Cass, but actually punishing yourself?
It's absolutely punishing both of them. Vince is punishing himself because he's taking a heel that is possibly going to be like a good heel. Like I wasn't in love with Big Cass as a character, but like his promo work is okay, and he's a big guy, and you don't have many of those anymore. You don't have many 7-foot dudes.
Right. It's not a dime. They're not a dime a dozen.
Yeah, who can work? He can work. He can legitimately work. My reservations have always been about his character work.
That's right. Yeah, it has been. Yeah, I can attest to that.
And his mic skills.
Right.
And like,
which is my problem with him as well.
Yeah. And like they've come along enough that you can push him and let him be like a pretty semi-dominant heel.
Yeah, well, right. Like, I didn't love his promo that he did where he was like, I feel small, and that's why I pick on Daniel Bryan. I didn't love that, but like I didn't hate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
So at this point, I feel like they're just shooting themselves in the foot by punishing him so heavily.
Yeah.
For whatever he did to that little person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, my thing is like this. I get it. He took time from other people probably, and that probably ticked you off. And he also kind of went into business for himself a little bit.
Yeah, that he did.
Yeah,
he definitely went into business for him. He wanted to make himself look good by beating up a little person.
Yeah, and I get that can make you angry, but like, let's be realistic. You do not have a ton of Lars Sullivan is a big dude, but he's still like 6'4".
Right.
At the tallest. He's not like towering over Velveteen Dream.
That's true. Yeah.
Like you have a couple.
Braun Strowman is like in between Big Cass and and like Lars Sullivan.
Yeah.
So.
You have Corbin, who you're doing nothing with, understandably, because he's hard to do anything with. And so it's like I understand you want to punish Big Cass a little bit, but like, all right, you had him lose the match in 5 minutes. You made him look like kind of a chump. Why not have a shit heel come out and beat the crap out of Daniel Bryan the next week, and then continue to do that? Why have Daniel Bryan kick the crap out of him in the middle of the ring? Keep heat for the goddamn feud, okay? Unless you're gonna push Daniel Bryan straight into the Miz, which you're not. We all know you're not. So, like that, as far as I'm concerned, that feud is dead. That's a dead feud. Like what point is Big Cass? Is it for Daniel Bryan to face Big Cass after he?
Not. There's no reason for it now.
Yeah, like
Bryan should just move on.
Yeah, like he already beat him, and then he kicked the crap out of him.
Realistically, I think Big Cass needs to go back to a couple of jobbers again, and just to establish some more credit.
They killed him,
and then he can go on to facing notable competitors. I mean, like if he, and I always say this with most wrestlers is if you just move them up the ladder the correct way,
sure,
it's hard for them to not get over if they can work and develop their mic skills along the way.
I agree.
Like all he needs to do is just kind of go back to the beginning of the line. Don't go for Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan's like legend status. You know what I mean? He's like a tough opponent.
Yeah.
For anybody. Have him go after somebody like Jeff Hardy at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like your aim should be the U.S. title now.
Yeah.
At this point.
No. Yeah.
That's how you repair him. Go beat up a couple of jobbers. Go for the lowest card title you can.
Yes.
Defend it, and then have like Rusev or somebody beat you for it.
Sure.
Because Rusev's getting over.
Yeah.
And then after that, then he can go after the championship.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, but like, to me, that is stuff that they've been doing.
Because I can't see AJ Styles losing to Big Cass.
Oh God, no!
You know, like not now.
He should tap out to the fucking calf crusher. Are you kidding me? like he's not even worth a Styles Clash or a phenomenal elbow. Yeah. Like he should just put him in if the match isn't that like 30 seconds where like he comes in, he tries to do the big boot, friggin' AJ like undercuts him and puts him in a freaking calf crusher. I've lost all believability in that match.
Right. I just, you know what it is? I'm just starting to like. At first, I was kind of like, I thought it was funny.
Sure.
That Big Cass was like on the receiving end of this kind of torment.
It was hilarious.
And then I kind of am starting to feel like, well, he is 7 foot tall. You know, and that's kind of like that's like a rare commodity, right? Like that's like, you know, like if you were trying to buy diamonds, you know, even though diamonds aren't actually rare according to Adam Ruins Everything. You know, they are rare in our minds, right? So
they definitely are. I mean, like, in your defense, when we talked about it and we watched it, it was funny. It's hilarious to watch.
Yeah.
It is like genuinely.
But you go through the 12 stages of you're kind of like, oh,
like I don't know.
Now I'm feeling sad for him. You know, like it's like, oh man, you know, and he's living in this house with Carmella.
Yeah.
And like Mella, she's having a Mellabration every fucking week now.
Yeah, like she's doing great. Yeah.
You know, like she's got royal coronations.
Yeah. And
that's your ex-girlfriend. Yeah. And you're just like looking at her like, yeah, I wish I could be her. You know, like.
You know, Enzo just got cleared, so like he's good all of a sudden.
And now he's gonna like make a rap career,
or whatever. It's just like you're like, oh man.
I mean, they're never gonna hire him back, obviously. But he was the one guy who got Cass over.
Never say never.
Yeah, but like never.
Because never say.
I want to with regard to him.
Vince McMahon. Never say never.
Listen to me. You know, I defended him. I defended him the week of his whole sexual allegation.
Sure, absolutely.
Because there was a lot of things that were being said that week that were just like, it was like, look, I don't know. This doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel right. And, you know, it could have went either way.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because I could be sitting here like, oh, well, I defended, you know, a person who's a sexual predator. And maybe I did.
Sure.
We really don't know all the facts.
We don't know all the facts, yeah.
Yeah, you know, but whatever. I was playing devil's advocate that day, but, like, it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. Like, the point of the matter is he has these charges against him, which didn't make him look good. He didn't go to management, and he didn't tell management, like, hey, look, you know, police are investigating me for me being in this situation. You shouldn't even be in these situations.
You absolutely should not have been in this
situation. You know, like that was the point that you made. And I just want to just say, like, with regards to him, the number one reason he will never get hired back, in my opinion, is because of his relationship with the rest of the locker room. It is very bad. They kicked him off the bus. He talks so much shit.
I would agree if we have not seen Kevin Nash come back, if we had not seen
Ultimate Warrior
come back,
Bruno Sammartino,
Scott Hall, Hulk Hogan,
but like those
Hulk Hogan possibly making a comeback, and with like there's already rumblings about it. Like
there's rumblings, but nothing concrete. I mean, Hogan is a big, like, you can show him on TV at this point and make references to his history. Those are things you can do, but having the actual man come back to this volatile crowd, I mean, if he comes to New Japan, he gets a pop.
Maybe.
Yeah, right, exactly. Maybe, because you don't even know how they're going to react, and they're probably a more tame crowd actually than the WWE crowd. You know, like this is a crowd who chanted "New Day fucks."
Absolutely.
After the whole Page thing.
I was just thinking that, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and like, thank God they kind of the fans are dumb. After 3 months, they forget things. Like they're starting to like not care about the Page sex tape.
Yeah, sure.
She's a GM of SmackDown.
Yeah, and she's doing great.
You know, whatever. Like exactly. And I never wanted that to be the thing that defined her life. Was some fucking shit she did when she was younger in developmental.
Yeah.
That was never what I, you know, like, and that, like, such a despicable thing, you know, like to even happen to her. Like, it's so fucking infuriating.
Did Brad Maddox? Was it Brad Maddox let it for release the tapes?
I don't know. I don't think it was. It was hacked from her phone. So I'm not gonna pin the blame on a dude. Yeah, you know what I mean.
We don't know. Yeah,
yeah. Like we don't. I don't think he even made a statement about it.
No, I don't think
he didn't. Yeah, like he just was like, "Oh, that sucks." You know, like that's what it felt like. And like Xavier just pretended it didn't happen.
That's exactly what Xavier did.
You know, and like Paige was the one. Like she was on injury, so she was crushed. She like contemplated suicide, like thank God, because she's so young and her career ended so premature. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like she was really just getting started.
She was
like she was at a point in the women's division where she was actually so over that they put her in matches with like Lana and shit. You know what I mean? They were like, we got to push you back a little bit because you're too over right now. You're being credited as the person who started the women's revolution.
Yep. No.
So they had to like pull her back, and then like before she even got going from that second injury overtake. And after the whole Alberto Del Rio shit, like she's had a lot of young people mistakes.
Yeah,
like these are fucking mistakes when you make in your 20s. You're like, oh, I think I'm in love with this person.
Yeah,
and I think like fuck you. I don't care if I have this good job. Yeah, like those are mistakes that you make in your 20s. I had a good job once in my 20s and then I lost it. And
she just did it in the spotlight. That was the problem.
Right. Yeah. And now I feel like what is she in like her mid 20s now? And it's finally like, okay, I'm stable, but I can't. I'm retired.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that fucking sucks, man.
And there's nothing she can really do because it's not like. Like it's not like Daniel Bryan. It's like Edge.
Yeah, it's like the neck thing that Edge has.
Yeah, where she can't like hold. She can't even hold weights.
Here's who knows what's gonna happen in like 10 years from now?
We'll see.
Who knows what kind of like nanomedical science?
Well, that's what they said. They said like 10 years we'll talk again and we'll see what's what.
Yeah. Right, because then you haven't been wrestling and like you are very clear from injury. I mean, the only thing she needs to do is just like watch her weight, stay in shape. You know what I mean? Keep her look relatively the same.
Yeah.
You know.
You never know.
Right, but I'm also afraid like if there was a, Paige comeback at some point, it would be like the Mickie James treatment.
That's
where it's like, well, you're everybody's mother, Mickie James. And it's like, fuck you. She's only 30 something.
She's amazing. She's fantastic.
You know what I mean?
She still works.
But it's not still. Yeah. She's only 30 something. She's not even in her fucking 40s yet, and people treat her like Grandma fucking Moses.
That's true.
Like fuck you guys.
Yeah.
You know. But anyway, that's that. Like, look, I'm just glad. Things are working out well for Paige at this point on SmackDown as the GM. She seems to be taking it a lot better than... Because, like, when Daniel Bryan was the GM...
He was not happy.
You could see on his face, he's like, I fucking hate doing this.
Yeah. He's like, I don't want to do this. He's like, I want to wrestle.
I want to go home to Birdie, but I'll take the paycheck at this point.
Yeah, no. And you knew it. You could feel it. Like, that he just did not give a fuck.
I love how this started about Big Cass and then, like, slowly went to Carmella and then Paige. And then
my problem with the Big Cass thing is that it is
to sum it up,
it is emblematic of a trend that is currently happening in WWE.
With all the wrestlers, with all the talent.
All the talent. That they don't know what the fuck to do with them. And
well, it is shark-infested waters. Like, if everybody has the same tools, then what makes them special?
Sure.
You know what I mean? That is the problem, is like this influctuation of talent. But they seem to have an easier time managing it before, and it felt like they had an easier time managing it when they had a harder brand split. But now that it's a softer brand split where they can perform against each other on pay-per-views, it's easier to do cross promotions, cross-brand pay-per-views, and like, let's combine the titles. Sure. Like, that's eventually where that leads to.
I think the reason they did that is because they knew the Universal title was going to be on the show, on the pay-per-views for like...
Right.
Yeah, so they're like, oh yeah, let's just have WWE title.
Well, this way, we have the WWE Championship is here. Like, all right, look, we're never gonna give the WWE Championship to, a
Raw wrestler, but
right.
But it's like is a good way for you to like, okay, we have title matches.
Well, they're never going to give it to somebody who's a part-timer. That's what I really meant to say is like, you can't give both world titles to part-timers.
I mean, they have to have one. They have to have one at this point.
Right, exactly.
They have to. I mean, but like, yeah, like they're just like Big Cass is
actually, you know what? That's weird that you just put that up because now I'm starting to think that this is something that they can do with Raw. Actually, is just get like somebody like, well, where's Lesnar? He's not defending the title. Can I fight AJ?
Sure.
What would it take for me to fight AJ Styles right now?
That could be a cool story. I mean, I don't think they're gonna do it, but that'd be a cool story.
Yeah, I mean, at least because like he's not gonna be on the card until SummerSlam allegedly.
That's just so stupid.
I mean, how many pay-per-views do we have? And that's the other thing that's good about the reversing of the double pay-per-views is like. Yeah. We don't have a pay-per-view every 2 weeks now.
Yeah, that's great.
Like I think that's easier for the writers. It allows you to develop stories. And like, I think the biggest thing that fucked up Backlash was the Greatest Royal Rumble.
The Greatest Royal Rumble was awful. It was awful for the story. It was awful, particularly because it came post right after freaking WrestleMania, right after the Superstar Shakeup. It's like it was like what. You knew that some matches didn't matter because
they were going to happen again the next night.
Not only because they're going to happen again the next night, but because
or whatever the next week.
Because some of the wrestlers had left the show. They changed shows.
Yeah,
like you knew, like The Miz wasn't beating Jeff Hardy because he was. The Miz wasn't beating Seth Rollins because he was on SmackDown,
right? And Joe wasn't beating Reigns.
Yeah, so I was like, he's like, you knew these things already, and it's like that killed.
Oh wait, Joe was fighting for. He was fighting for the IC title, right?
For the IC title, yeah.
Okay, so he wasn't. Yeah, you knew that. You knew it was happening.
And like you knew Jinder Mahal wasn't winning the US title back because
he's also on Raw.
He's on Raw, yeah. So it's just like you knew this. Like if he was going to win the title back, they wouldn't have given it to Jeff Hardy on Raw. Like they had him beat Jinder on Raw and then to get drafted to SmackDown. It's like, okay, the US title's on SmackDown now. That's what that means. That's that. And at this point, the problem I have is the trend is that they just take these. It's happening with Lashley. It's happening with Strowman.
They really don't know what they're doing with Lashley. They know what they're doing with Strowman. They don't know what they're doing with Lashley.
Yeah,
they got him because he was a free agent and they paid him whatever he wanted, but they have no vision for him.
No vision. I haven't seen Sanity yet. Have you?
No, but like we were also waiting like 3 weeks for Cien Almas.
Cien Almas showed up, just beat a jobber, and had like
and then she cut a promo. And it was like, well, what is this?
Yeah,
you waited so long for us to come on here to have us do nothing.
Yeah, a decent promo after he beat like a local talent. I was like, okay, that's fine.
Like a nice shooty work promo.
Yeah, I guess. But like it's like, what are you doing? Samoa Joe's going against Big Cass. That's cool. I guess Samoa Joe goes over. Is he winning the Money in the Bank? Probably not. I mean, I feel like a little bit more confident about Joe because I feel like he factors in better into the main event picture on SmackDown than some other guys. But like, it's like Elias. What the fuck is he doing? What is Elias doing? What is Bobby Roode doing? What is Baron Corbin doing? What is No Way Jose doing? What are the New Day? Apparently they're gonna
they're gonna break them up. Maybe
they're gonna possibly break them up. Give Big E a big push.
But what is a big push these days? Yeah. Is that like the big push that they're giving to Cass right now?
Yeah. What does it mean? Like it's like oh, you're gonna turn.
Cass is supposedly in the midst of a big push, but Daniel Bryan just destroyed him.
Yeah, like Big E. Like you have Xavier Woods going out there working his ass off, looking amazing in every match he's in. Every match he's in, he looks fucking fantastic, right? You're gonna break up this team and you're gonna push Big E, which you should, because Big E's also fantastic. So you're gonna turn him heel, and then what? He's gonna go into the mid card picture.
He may fight Rusev. He may fight a face Rusev, which is impossible.
What the fuck is Rusev doing?
Well, I think Rusev's actually in a better position to actually be pushed
Sort of, if they want to. If
than most of the fucking other people on SmackDown
if they feel like it.
Like, he on the pecking order of who should be pushed is above Daniel Bryan right now.
Absolutely. I mean, well, he's a young talent in the sense that, like, Daniel Bryan is great, but he is kind of a legacy figure. He's had his WrestleMania moment.
Yeah, I mean,
he's had his title runs. He doesn't necessarily need the title to be over. He's already over. He's auto over.
I agree and I disagree with you. We had this conversation last week. I'm not going to rehash it.
We're not going to rehash it, but like, yeah, he's auto over. Like, he came out this on Tuesday and the entire crowd was chanting yes. Like he talked during his promo, the entire crowd was chanting yes. He he used to come out and didn't wrestle, and the entire crowd would chant yes.
Yeah,
we stood in front of the Barclays Centers outside, and must have been like 150, 200 people all chanting yes in the summer, in the heat, standing outside.
Like, they'll chant anything in the Barclays Center.
Yeah, but like I'm not even talking about in the Barclays Center. I'm talking about outside of the Barclays Center.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like people were like standing in the heat because they couldn't get in to see SummerSlam, doing the yes chant, like in the middle of Brooklyn, where like people were just like, "What the fuck are these fucking psychopaths doing? What are they like?" People who don't watch wrestling are just like, "Who the fuck are these weirdos chanting yes? What the fuck is going on?" Like business women, I guess, going to work, and like moms pushing their strollers, and there's like a fucking dude and a Daniel Bryan like yes. Like you're like, who the fuck is this guy? What is this guy's deal? Why is he chanting yes?
I watched wrestling in the 90s, and I like The Rock and Stone Cold. I don't know any of the wrestlers these days. How many times have you heard that sentence?
Yeah. And so
what's this yes? Who's Sami Zayn? Why are they doing ole, ole, ole?
Yeah.
Which they don't do anymore.
Yeah, but it's like that is how over Daniel Bryan is.
Right.
You know who can use that kind of like push? Rusev. You know who can use that kind of push? Big E. You know who can use that kind of push?
Yeah, but when you got Rusev Day, when you have a day of the year, that's every day of the year.
Yeah,
you're over, baby.
It's like Strowman is Strowman. They know what they're doing with Strowman, but what is that? To tell me what they're doing with Strowman. If they know what they're doing with him, what is that?
He's going to give the hands to everybody who wants them.
That's so ridiculously stupid at this point, because he did that last year. He's been doing like that. Like, they're going to kill his gimmick, and they're going to kill it so quickly.
If he's only doing get these hands and he's not getting these titles, it doesn't work for him.
Yeah, not only that, it's just like the segments aren't there anymore. Like, what made Strowman awesome was that he
multitasking.
Yeah, multitasking. He was funny and he's ridiculous.
The captain.
And then he flipped things over, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like if you're not allowing him to be funny and ridiculous, and he's just like, I'm going to give you these hands. Like,
it's like, okay.
It's like, okay. All right.
You're not interesting anymore. What have you done for me lately? I know what it is.
And it's like
I know what it is.
It's like they did it. They've done it to so many wrestlers at this point.
Right.
Like, probably worst of all, Roman Reigns. But, like, they've done it to so many.
Well, Roman Reigns' time to turn a heel happened a year and a half ago. Maybe 2 years ago.
Sure.
And it's every other week after that.
Yeah.
Into this week.
Yeah.
It's like Roman can be a heel this week and it would work. Roman could be a heel next week and it would work.
I'm just talking
at any point, he just needs a fucking minor reset and then he'll be over.
Yeah.
It's not hard. It's like kind of like saying to somebody like, look, I need to give you this vaccination in order for you to feel better and not die. And you're just like looking at me like, well, how painful is the vaccination? It's like, okay, well, look, it's going to be pretty painful for a week. But if you don't get this vaccination, it's going to be painful for the rest of your life. And they're like, for a week, though? You know, like that's the kind of like mentality that this is like, it's just 1 week, but you'll have no pain ever again. But if you don't take this vaccination now, you're going to guaranteed to have pain for the rest of your life. You're guaranteed going to have pain. But 1 week, man, I don't know. It's like you're feeling pain now, aren't you? Yes. Right. It's only going to get worse. And it's going to be forever. And that's Roman Reigns in a nutshell. It's like all he needs to do is just not him specifically. I know he'll do it. Yeah. He's not a problem. It's like being a wrestler in this day and age is like being an invalid.
At this point, yeah.
It's like you can't make the decisions for yourself.
Yeah.
And you have some fucking retard on top making all these decisions that are bad decisions for you. Yeah, that's terrible. And for the rest of the other people under them.
Yeah. I mean, but like it's like,
because like it's what's so simple to you and me is not simple to them on top, because there's all these other factors involved.
Look at Nakamura right now. Nakamura is more over than he has ever been.
Yes.
And he's amazing right now.
I mean, and by the way, I just want to say the greatest thing that happened this week was AJ Styles versus Nakamura.
It was a great match.
Hands down.
Probably their best match so far.
Runner-up, second best match of the week is Velveteen Dream and Ricochet.
That was fun. That's a great match,
it was turning into a classic, and then Lars Sullivan came out. I got to say, go treat yourself to that if you love NXT. Go watch it if you haven't watched NXT. Sure. It was starting to become amazing. I'm proud of what they both accomplished in that match, and even Lars Sullivan, it was the right time for him to come out and run out, because I felt like that match deserved a spot on a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So, and I'm a fan of the Dream. I'm a fan of Ricochet. Yeah. So I can't wait for that to be, hopefully it'll be in TakeOver Brooklyn.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
Get to see it live.
Yeah, you gotta make it work.
Yeah. But in any event, Nakamura is, like you were saying, fucking crazy. I mean, they couldn't stop.
Yeah. Yeah. They still sing a song, even though they changed it.
So you can't sing, so you're not supposed to.
Sing, yeah.
But they still found a rhythm for it.
Yeah. They're still singing over it. They cheered him when he won. Like, he's...
Like... massive pop cheer.
Yeah, like people.
This felt like the actual AJ Styles Nakamura match we were supposed to see at WrestleMania.
Yeah, it did. I mean, it's like at this point, just that because he was getting stagnant. He was getting a little stagnant. He was getting a little stale.
Yep.
And like that heel turn just allowed him to be himself, allowed him to breathe life into. I remember watching this match and being like, "There's my boy. That's the guy. That's the guy I watched."
That's Chaos Nakamura.
Yeah, where he like just kicks like Styles and jacks his body off of the ropes. I'm like that. Yeah, that's a Nakamura move. Now people are like, "Oh, I get it. Yeah, no, this guy just kicks the shit out of people." You're like, "Yeah, that's kind of what he does."
Yep.
And people were like, "Oh, okay, I didn't get it before, but now I understand." And it's like, yes. That is what you're talking about. And it's like, that allows people to engage. It allows people to actually connect with the gimmick and the performer. And I don't see how WWE does not understand.
Right.
That, like, all right, if there's something not connecting with this guy's gimmick, maybe we should change it up. Like, you don't have to turn him heel, maybe.
Right.
Maybe we should do something else. Bayley wasn't getting over, and then you gave her a backbone and people started to cheer her.
Yep.
It's like, what why are they cheering her? Well, because you're giving her a backbone, because she's not, like, just because she likes to hug people doesn't mean she's a fucking, like, doormat.
Yeah, exactly. You just,
it's like, okay, she's happy and she's bubbly and she likes to hug people, but is she a doormat? No.
Yeah, but they just see nothing for her and Sasha.
Yeah.
Anymore. They're damaged goods now.
Very clearly.
In management's eyes.
Yeah.
And that's so fucking sad.
Yeah. I mean, and
because if you need a refresher, if you need a memory, just go back to NXT and watch what they did.
Sure.
They are amazing talent that you have just, like, oh, wow, Bayley got a championship one time.
Killed dead.
Sasha's like a 5-time championship.
4-time,
yeah. She's a 5-time champion that never had a run.
Yeah, you never gave her a run. It's just weird.
And, like, yeah, she could be an amazing heel if you just let her.
Yeah.
And Bayley can be that fighting, go hard babyface that you want as your babyface.
Yeah.
Because there's nobody on the roster that's like Bayley.
No. Like, when you let her actually be herself, no one connects with the fans the way that Bayley does. And it's just like it was like suffering succotash over and over again with all of her promos, and I'm just like, why?
Suffering succotash, by the way, for those who don't know, is what they made Roman Reigns say when Vince McMahon was personally writing his promos.
Yeah, and I was just like, what? Like, why are they killing all the natural charisma that she has? I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, it's like you might as well just like send her back to.
Well, here's another problem. There's not a lot. It's not a deep roster.
No.
On either brand for the women's division, and they don't give them time on the card.
Nope.
And if you can build, like, the way they built up Bayley was sort of like, you know, she was fighting hard for a very long time.
She was, yeah.
On NXT, because she was fighting for time, and she was fighting against really great competitors. Like, she was getting squashed by Charlotte, you know? And then finally, she was like, I'm not a hugger no more. Mm-hmm. I got a backbone. Yeah. And that's when she became the Bayley we know and love.
I feel that they're kind of doing the same thing with Dakota Kai.
Right.
Which is really great because, like, she's
scared.
She
looks scared. She has fear on her eyes.
Yeah, and then, like, eventually, like, she's going to be like, I'm not scared anymore. I'm not scared of you, Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, she's never scared of her in the first place, but it's cute. It's a cute story.
Yeah.
I like it.
And I like it, yeah. And I like Nikki Cross's, like, craziness in it, and she's just like...
She's fucking segment was amazing.
She's like, Shayna, I have a question. When are you going to beat Shayna? When are you going to beat her? When are you going to beat her? When are you going to get the title away? When are you going to beat her? When are you going to beat her? She's like, what? I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm just are you scared? Are you scared? It's just, like, really gross. It's like, oh, this is awesome. This is a great...
That would be interesting if Nikki Cross is what brings out the like, inner fire of Dakota Kai.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a cool scenario when you have, like, a mutual respect for somebody.
Yeah.
But yet you're also their enemy.
Yeah. No.
You know what I mean? Like, that's a nice storyline. And, like, this is also another thing. Is, like, NXT does not disappoint. If you watch this week's NXT and then you watch the rest of the 2-hour and 3-hour products, aka Raw and SmackDown, sure, I could tell you that there is probably, with the AJ Styles match, an hour worth of good content on SmackDown and maybe a half hour of good content on Raw. Whereas NXT, the whole fucking hour, bell to bell delivers.
Amazing. And it's just, I don't understand.
I mean, like, you just listen to the music, and it's got, like, this Attitude Era style music.
I'll say this, I get that it's hard to write a 3-hour show.
Right.
That I understand. You're going to have lull periods.
Right.
I understand that. It's understandable. But for, like, 2.5 hours to be, like, kind of just not good.
I mean, here's the thing. You've got Seth Rollins and Finn Balor on your show.
Yeah.
That right there... They could put on an amazing match with fucking what's his name, with Bo Dallas.
Who did you?
You know what I mean?
Actually, they did something with Bo Dallas and Axel that I kind of like. They
the B team.
The B team. I enjoy this B team. I hope they do something with it. It feels kind of like,
well, they paid their dues being in the Miztourage.
It feels
so
like,
now it's time to, like, kind of pay off and, like, give a little trust to them.
My worry is that it feels like Social Outcasts
or Breezango.
Yeah. And so we'll see what they do with it. But, like, I love the underdog gimmick. It's a fun gimmick if you do it right.
Right.
And almost always lands. But they just consistently fuck it up, and I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't.
Like, it's like, you could have had, like, Titus Worldwide be your underdog gimmick, and, like, that would be fun. You could have had... Well, there's so many people you could have had be your underdog gimmick that they just consistently fuck it up. I don't get it. I don't understand why they do it to themselves. They shoot themselves in the foot with these gimmicks that should get over if they would invest in them. If they would give them time.
It's hard to invest when there's so much and there's so many. And that's why I feel like maybe they should scale back the roster a little bit and scale up the women's roster.
Sure. I mean, like...
Or give the women their own show.
I guess. I mean, like... I don't know. Like... I was talking to a friend... about WWE's current product. And... It's kind of something in my mind what he said. He said something about... I think we were talking about Roman Reigns. And... Roman Reigns, and he said something about, we're talking about Strowman, like how they just don't know what to do with Strowman, and how like they're just having him repeat the same 5 spots over and over again.
Oh,
and it's like also they're doing the same thing with Elias. They're doing the same thing with Bobby Roode, whereas like Elias comes out, plays the guitar, gets the shit kicked out of him. That's it. Elias comes out.
Wasn't that what happened to Jeff Jarrett?
Yeah. Elias comes out, plays the guitar.
Well, he didn't even play the guitar, Jeff Jarrett.
He plays the guitar, insults the town, gets the shit kicked out of him. The end. Like every once in a while, he'd have a match that lasts like 2 minutes.
Well, it feels like when you're in an old person's home. You know, they just want the TV on in the background. They don't really care.
Yeah.
What happens on the TV?
Yeah, Vince
McMahon is 76 years old. This is what happens when you get old. You want repetition and familiarity.
Yeah, I guess.
You know?
I guess, because it's bad.
And why is Brock Lesnar still the champion?
I don't understand it.
Is this to just break the CM Punk record at this point, or is there something more going on? You know? And on top of that, he seems like he's very difficult to work with from what I'm reading on the dirt sheets.
There's a lot of things.
Or from what I'm hearing, you know? Like...
A lot of people say a lot of things. I mean, I've from what I've read, he's always been kind of a quiet, brusque person. You know, kind of been like, like he's not a big talker. You know, he's not like big about being like one of the boys. So that doesn't shock me. But I'll be real, having the title on your show,
it kind of helps your show, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Or at least get a new title.
Build some fucking storylines instead of just being like...
It's hard. Yeah, like, what do you have these guys do?
Yeah.
Like, Roman Reigns should not be feuding with Jinder Mahal.
Yeah, like, you know what? I felt really bad for Roman Reigns as he feuded with Brock Lesnar, because I was like, wait, so he has to come out and cut promos by himself for like 3 weeks
and then lose.
Who
does that benefit at this point?
Like, he's like, what the fuck is the point? Why did you
At least if he won, it would make everything that he said have some validity.
Sure, absolutely.
You know, and it was like, yeah, of course I'm going to beat a part-timer. They're not here. They're not practicing. They're not honing their craft.
Sure.
They are easy prey for the big dog.
Sure. That's a fine
promo.
Look
at that. That's so easy. That was not even a long promo.
Yeah, perfect promo. And he dropped the mic, walks out with his title. That's fine. That's
what Undertaker did.
Yeah.
He laid down. He passed the torch. And now you got the guy behind the guy between the 21 and 1 and da-ba-da-ba-doo.
It's just like, whatever, man.
Like, okay. Like, what is Brock Lesnar... What does he even have to gain other than finance and money? He's just taking advantage.
He's just making money at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, like, which is great for him. That's wonderful for him. Yeah. But we're suffering.
Yeah. And
we're going to leave eventually. We're not going to stick around for this crap. It's not like there isn't competition out there. There's New Japan. Go watch that fucking awesome shit that
ROH.
That's going on.
ROH is great.
Support ROH.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff happening. It's just like
support indie wrestling. You know, like don't stick around for the same old shit.
You know, support Shimmer. There's a lot of stuff that you can find if you're looking for.
Although, like I said, I started out with saying, "Hey, SmackDown was good this week."
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And I'm hoping, like, because at least there's one show I like to watch right now, and that's SmackDown. Like, I'm not really invested in Raw. I'm not like what's there to do. You know, it's like putting me, putting me someplace and saying, like, all right, watch the show. Why? Why should I watch this show? What is the point?
Yeah.
You watch Westworld to see if the robots are going to fucking win. Yeah. You watch Game of Thrones to see if the White Walkers are going to win. What are you watching Monday Night Raw for? To see if the championship leaves Brock Lesnar?
I mean, whatever.
Who's his competition at this point? He actually has beaten everybody who is on the roster except Lashley.
Pretty much.
And now you introduce this new character, Bobby Lashley,
who's huge,
to maybe slay the beast.
I guess.
All right, cool. Let's watch that match. Oh, Lesnar won again. But you've built up this character you know, the whole show. It's like that swerve what they did with Ned Stark basically in season 1 of Game of Thrones. It's like, oh well, the show's about him, obviously, right?
That's what you think, and then like no, and
you're like, you know, like 7 seasons. I mean, but that was good writing.
That was great. Yeah, at the time it was fantastic. But it's like,
but here it's not good writing. It doesn't work here because you have no characters to fall back on.
Yeah, like,
and you say, okay, fine, we've defeated Ned Stark. You know, Joffrey's the king. All right, who's the next guy? Who's gonna come up to win? Oh, this big guy, Braun. He's huge. He's like the mountain. You know, he's really gonna win. Yeah. He's gonna fucking beat him.
Yeah.
And nope. Okay, nope. Not that guy. Well, all right. Well, we got this Lashley guy. But he loves his sisters. You know, like what's happening?
It's like they don't understand that. Like
Kevin Owens ain't beating him. Seth Rollins ain't beating him.
Yeah, it's like you don't like. It's weird that they just lost the ability to understand the roles of their.
It's a narrative. Yeah, like they don't know. They don't understand how to tell the story.
I don't want to say. I don't want to say they don't understand. I want to say that they're.
All right, they do understand, but the guy on top is not.
They're losing.
It's not letting.
It's not connecting. They're not connecting with. I don't want to say that they don't know because I believe that they know what they're doing.
I think Raw is just a very bad product right now. Yeah. SmackDown, I have things to look forward to.
Sure.
I'm looking forward to Shinsuke Nakamura winning.
Hopefully.
If he doesn't win, I'm still content with the fact that AJ Styles is the champion.
Sure.
For me, it's a win-win situation. Those are kind of my favorite stories with wrestling because I love a lot of the wrestlers. Yeah. But like who I'm really rooting for deep down is Nakamura. Obviously.
Nakamura is the one that.
So I have something to watch. I'm rooting for the bad guy, I guess in this case. And then the other question is, if Nakamura is a bad guy, have you failed as a writer? Because I don't hate him.
What does a heel turn even mean at this point?
That's another thing. Yeah. In this day and age, what is a heel turn?
Yeah, what like is like a heel turn is like being like super babyface at this point. Like where a heel turn used to be like, fuck this place sucks. Pittsburgh is awful. It's all smog, and the Steelers can't win, and cheap heat. And, like, that used to be what a heel did.
I feel like if Nakamura came out and dissed the town and he was like, I fucking hate New York, they would cheer him.
They'd be like, oh, he's so cool. He's like, America sucks. And they're like, oh, yeah, America does suck.
It kind of does. I mean, you know, whatever. Yeah. Like, I agree. Yeah, America kind of does suck.
Yeah, this is point. More like, you are so ugly. I am so ugly.
I am ugly, yeah.
Thank you.
What? Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're the best. It's like, but if you come out and he's like, you guys are great. I love America. They'd be like, shut up, Nakamura, you suck. We don't.
That is kind of how it is.
That's kind of how it is now. It's like, oh, babyface,
But I don't think it's hard. The way we're making it sound is like it is hard to be a babyface. It's really not. It's more like,
no.
What is it that they love about you? Take that away from them.
That's a heel.
If they like you talking to them and saying America sucks, then just don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but
who is it you love as a character? Oh, beat that guy up.
Yeah, but like at this point,
you know,
but
when you're already the top star that everybody loves,
at this point, yeah, but
it's like Ricky the Dragon Steamboat could come out and beat up Hulk Hogan. Everybody loved him so much. You know what I mean?
But like even heels now, like The Miz was a heel. He's a perfect heel. He was like actually healing it up.
Now he's getting over.
He started getting over like by accident, just being like he'd be like when my mouth.
It was from the start of Daniel Bryan is when he started getting over.
He's like when my hand goes up, your mouth goes shut. People start
say it with him.
Say it with him now, right?
Yep.
And it's like fuck, that's a part of my character. I wasn't trying to get that over. They just started saying it. You know,
yes, they did.
You know, and so it's like now I have to take that away.
What is it? Yeah. What is the heel turn these days?
He's like,
so have they failed? Have they failed? I don't think they have. But
I think they need to reconceptualize what it means to be a heel in this age. You know, they need to think differently about what,
especially with their audience.
Yeah, like the psychology needs to change.
Because even I don't know what the audience is going to do. And I consider myself a smart fan.
Yeah, and
I'm not a casual.
Yeah, like Matt Hardy talks about it. Like when he's talking about his like the creation of the Woken gimmick. He's like these fans are smart now. Like most fans are smart now.
Yeah.
Like
he took it a step back. Actually, what he did with the Woken gimmick.
Sure.
He took it back to a time of larger than life, crazy, kooky,
but with a wink. Like he understood that everyone understood that this is ridiculous.
Right.
There was a conscious like this is.
But that's the thing. Yeah. Like the Ultimate Warrior is the ultimate gimmick.
Yeah, sure.
Because he's a guy who has the spirit of the warrior in him.
Yeah, sure.
And we're just buying it. We're like, okay, this guy's a fucking warrior.
He's just a warrior.
He's like, come out. And I feel the spirits of the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah,
he's doing that shit. And we were just like, okay, I love this.
Okay.
I'm in this. I love this fucking gimmick. What else do we got?
Undertaker's he's a zombie?
We got a fucking Sheik? Okay, fuck it. Yeah, he's just fucking. He doesn't speak English very well, and he says shit.
Yeah,
like the Jew barber and shit. Whatever. Okay, fuck it. He's a racist.
Okay,
fucking Iranian guy. Yeah. What else we got? What else we got over here? We got a fucking
zombie wizard.
Zombie wizard. Sure. Fucking. Oh, and he's got a brother.
Yeah,
he's got a brother that's like a fire demon.
Fire demon. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. Fuck it. I love it. What else? Yeah, what else we got? And that's the thing.
Yeah.
You kind of need a couple of those guys.
Sure.
For every 15 Seth Rollins and Finn Balor's you got.
I mean, but you got
eventually you got to make Finn Balor the demon.
I mean, here's my thing. But
you know what I'm saying?
But you got to do it like in this age. You got to do it with a wink.
Of course you do.
Yeah, because
Finn Balor is not even doing it with a wink, and he's getting it over. Actually, he's just like, I just fucking put paint on sometimes and beat people up.
Yeah, but like that's what it gets over because the fans can engage with that, and it's like they have to reconceptualize that because it's like that big, larger than life character. It's still good, but it will not work with a bunch of smart fans who are like, this is inherently ridiculous.
Sure, but you wink at it, and you're like, yeah, ridiculous, right? Right? Isn't it ridiculous?
The reason Braun Strowman got over is because people were like, this is ridiculous, but
I love it,
but it's hilarious. Like people were like Braun Strowman is committing possible acts of murder constantly, and he's just like, people were like, Braun, you can't do that. He's like, why can't I do it?
Stop me.
He's like, you can go ahead and try to stop me. And like in your head, like, well, you can just call it.
Well, he was better when he was like the heel Strowman. You know what I mean?
He was better.
There was a point where he just became the face Strowman. Now, the last crazy thing he did was Nicholas as the tag champ. You know what I mean? And ever since then, it's kind of been the status quo.
Yeah, it's kind of.
So look, we still have time. Give them a chance to think of things for Strowman to do because I don't want to just completely say that his character is washed up and done yet.
It's not done, but
yeah, it's in a limbo point where it's like, okay, we need a little bit. We need like a fucking Titantron coming down, or some sort of special effect.
Yeah, it's getting stale. It's getting stale until
or even a backstage segment where he's choking somebody out. He's he wants competition again. You know what I mean? Because that was what originally got him to the point of being in the main event. Is he needs competition. So look, you've got Braun Strowman on Raw. Yeah. He wants competition. Maybe every week he comes out and he's like, well, where's Lesnar? Now, question, is he in the tag team Money in the Bank?
I don't know.
Because I saw him on a Money in the Bank.
I think he's in the Raw men's Money in the Bank.
Okay, let's just go over that really quick. But before we get to that, I want to talk about the fact that Fox might be getting SmackDown.
Possibly, yes.
Wow. What's that going to look like?
Oh, man, that's a question.
I didn't realize that SmackDown was up for bidding.
That's a big question, yeah.
So, okay, well, New Day is in this. The whole New Day is in
one member. One member.
It says New Day.
So it's going to be one member from the New Day, which is where most people are predicting the breakup's going to come.
Okay. Of which member is it going to be?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess. All right, so Braun Strowman is in the Money in the Bank for the world title.
Yes.
It's easy for him to not win that, but should he win it?
No.
Okay, who should win the Money in the Bank?
Who are our options?
Okay, our options are Bobby Roode, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Rusev, Miz, one member of the New Day, and whoever wins Cass versus Joe, which is going to be Joe. So let's just say it's Samoa Joe. Unless they swerve us again and we're like, all right, you thought there was heat on Cass.
I would probably give it to
Finn Balor. Obviously, you'll give it to Finn Balor. I don't even need to ask.
I would give it to Balor if they're turning him heel. If they're committing to a heel turn, then yes, give it to Balor. Because it'll be great.
Yeah, so Balor. Balor's a good choice.
I mean, but like, if you're not, then Miz is a good heel to give it to.
This is usually the heel.
Yeah, it's a heel gimmick. It's a heel device. It doesn't make sense on a baby face.
So it's either Kevin Owens.
Or Kevin Owens, yeah.
Kevin Owens.
Has Owens ever had the
or
money?
Miz? Yeah.
Has Owens ever had the Money in the Bank?
No.
So that could be he could be interesting, and it depends on if they're still in on Owens, and like McMahon could still be in on him.
I like Kevin Owens for the Money in the Bank, actually.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Owens.
I like it because it gives him something to do all year while he's not the champion.
And last year SmackDown had it, so it would make sense that a Raw superstar gets it.
Yeah.
This year.
Okay.
And like a Raw superstar gets it in the women's Money in the Bank too.
Right. I mean, I would also say Joe would be good if he ends up winning against Cass. I mean, Cass could be good too.
Sure. I mean,
I almost wouldn't mind seeing Joe and Cass in the match, but that's impossible.
Yeah, that would be a bit much.
Unless they do some sort of storyline where it's like, oh, there was a botched finish, so we're gonna put both of them in Money in the Bank. Remember they did that with wasn't Rollins?
Rollins and Balor. They did that in the Elimination Chamber.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, so Rollins and Balor had a botched finish, so they were like, "Oh, we're just gonna put both of them." And I was pissed off because I was like, "Oh, that was a good excuse to maybe have them have a match or give us a cliffhanger."
Yeah.
And then they just came out like 2 minutes later,
and they were like,
"No cliffhanger, no cliffhanger. Don't worry."
Nope.
Oh, so bad.
Nope.
And there's a lot of women still to be determined for the female Money in the Bank.
Sure.
And then there's talk of a tag team Money in the Bank, right?
There what has been talked about. We'll see what happens.
I like the idea of a tag team Money in the Bank, actually. I think that would be fucking crazy and awesome.
It would be fun.
They've never done that.
No, they haven't. So it would be fun.
All right. Going back to the Fox deal, does that mean that we're going to get a better SmackDown product? Maybe. If we're going to be on two different brands?
I don't know. We'll see.
At this point, like as far as like a 3-hour SmackDown, which is that a better product? That's you know what I mean? Because it has not translated to a better product for Raw. I think Raw had a better product when it was like the Super Show.
Yeah.
The Super Show 3 hours, and then when they just did it every week, it translated to I don't know what to do.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to write for, So I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
All right, well, I think that's it. That's wrestling this week.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into the Smark Tank. You can contact us on our email at wearesmarks@gmail.com. You can also find us on our Facebook at facebook.com/ILikeSmarks. You can reach us on Twitter at ILikeSmarks. And don't forget to check out our friends at the Nation of African American Wrestling and the Council of Commentary. Thank you so much for listening to the Smark Tank. Feel free to comment, and see you next week.
Later, guys.